You know, scent control is always a pretty interesting topic when it comes to deer hunting. There's guys that really live and swear and die by it. Then there's others that just doesn't impact them, or they don't think it's important. For me, I'm a big believer in scent control to gain a few percentage points in my direction at any time. We hunt a lot of bow hunting, crossbows, gun hunts, you know, up close and personal inside of 50 yards. And so those deer, the chances for us to get busted due to our scent are a lot higher a lot of times than it is for rifle hunting. The scent control is just as important for a rifle hunter as well, because you don't know which direction a deer is going to come from. A lot of times it ruins your hunt. Now, it may not be the deer you're even hunting that comes in behind you or to the side of you while you're focused on your target buck to get your wind and causes you to get busted. So I try to take every precaution that I possibly can. A simple scent control bag that travels in a plastic container for me in our truck or in our trailer is always key. And I do the same situation when if I have to bring it into a hotel room because we need more room, or I leave it outside. I mean, I keep it kind of somewhat organized. And you know, for each hunt, I pack a little different. I use a big Ziploc bag, and I write what each set is in here. And I've got enough clothes here to where I can change every day as hot as it's going to be on this hunt that we're doing right now, because we're in Kentucky. As I shoot this, the temperatures are going to be in the 90s. We're going to sweat. There's nothing we can do about it. Then I try to take and use, you know, different kinds of scent control from there. I'll rely on various products, you know, a no odor, something you can spray down with. I'm a big believer in the Atco no odor. It's got a great activator. You pour it in, shake it up. It's going to help you a little bit. Is it going to be perfect every time? Nothing's perfect out there. A deer's nose is so darn good. You're just trying to tip the scales in your favor. And then we'll use, this time of the year especially, some pads or scent dispensers. I like the scent stick that Conquest has. This is a thermopad. Both of them are infused with Evercalm. That is derived from a deer breeding facility. It's a product that I really use a lot of, I mean, all year long. If you've seen us, we're gonna have a yellow stick up, a yellow one or an orange one up a lot with the Evercalm product in there. And there's a variety of those that you can use to different ways to deploy it. I really like the wax form. As you're gonna see here, this is, and it's just like a deodorant stick. This is one that I've carried in my backpack. You can just raise it up, and you can put this on trees, you can put it on your boots. A lot of times when you're walking in, you'll see me put it on my boots when I'm going in, especially when I'm hunting those areas that I know deer are using every trail in the area, to just kind of keep things calm. When you look at Evercalm, once again, it's just a product line, in my opinion, that helps keep the deer calm. That hence its name. It's drawn from the Conquest family of farms where they have their own private deer herd. They manage it all. It doesn't go out to some factory somewhere else. They do it all right there on site. They capture the scent. They work together to deploy it in all of these different formats here to help you basically keep the deer calmer in your area. And when you put all those things together, can you get 5, 10, 15, 25% of more in your favor? Hey, that sometimes is all it takes to get the deer you're trying to take, whether it's fill that freezer with an old wily doe or take a trophy buck.
When we return, we'll check out the Model 1854 lever action rifle from Smith & Wesson. And then Wade shares his venison burger recipe. Stay tuned. Something new from the firearm industry has perfectly blended tradition and heritage with modern innovation. Meet the latest addition to the Smith & Wesson lineup of rifles, the Model 1854 series.
This is our Model 1854 series. We have two variants. The one I'm holding here is our stainless steel synthetic model, chambered in 44 Rem mags, got a 9+1 capacity, 19¼ barrel. It's threaded if you want to run it suppressed. Out of the box, it comes with this 4 3/4 Picatinny rail if you want to run a red dot or a scope. This particular model is M-LOK compatible, so we have M-LOK slots at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock if you want to put a light or a laser on it. We have some textured grip panels on the fore end and the grip here, large loop lever, and a flat face trigger. This is side loading gate and side ejection. We also have our limited edition high-grade walnut right here. So same feature set as the stainless steel, aside from the M-LOK compatibility there. But you see this high-grade walnut stock and fore end. We also have a PVD finish on the barrel and receiver here. We're doing a limited run of this model, 1,854 units, both great for hunting, home defense, and also a piece of history.
The marketing team from Smith & Wesson came and field tested this rifle during deer season, and all members walked away with a Whitetail.
We're hunting with our new model 1854 lever action rifle. It's chambered in .44 Magnum. There's a lot of history on a lever action, and especially with Smith & Wesson. I love it. I think it was great. The day we got here, we sighted it all in, got to shoot them. Shooting really smooth. Super excited about all that. It's just classic. It's an iconic rifle, and it shot really good. And for me, first time shooting lever action, to run it, it ran smooth, and definitely will have a lever action as part of my current collection.
So if you want more information on the Model 1854 series, visit www.smith-wesson.com and pick one up.
If you're looking for a new recipe to try with your recently harvested whitetail, you can't go wrong with a classic venison burger. Let's hear from Wade as he shares his recipe for this wild game classic.
So this is our version of venison hamburgers. You know, when we get out and go hunting, we make a lot of venison hamburger off of every trip we go on. We get a harvest because we like to make tacos, spaghetti. We eat it in all kinds of different recipes, but one of our favorites is obviously venison hamburger. Real simple. Make a big patty like this. We'll crank up the heat in our Cabela's wireless grill behind me. Get it up to about 450 is where I like to put it. We'll put all of them on. We'll use the probes to be able to tell exact heat that we're looking at. And when they get to you, probably about 100, 105 degrees internal, I'm gonna throw some barbecue sauce on there. I'm gonna put some cheese on there, mixed with all the different flavorings we already have. It makes for an absolute delicious recipe. Venison hamburger is absolutely one of our favorites. This is the way we like to do it for lunchtime. Make it into some patties, put some cheese on top of it, mix a bunch of seasonings in, put it on our wireless grill and cook it. It's very fast, very good, very tasty.
This recipe, along with many others, were possible thanks to our Cabela's Pro Series 36-inch Wi-Fi pellet grill. With over 1,200 square inches of cooking area, you'll have plenty of room to smoke or grill meats, veggies, and more. The easy-to-use PID digital controller gives you full temperature control from 160 to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Plus, it features 2 specialized smoke settings and smoke control to ensure optimal smoke performance. Equipped with slide and sear technology for direct flame grilling, this pellet grill takes your backyard cooking to the next level. You can control the grill remotely using the Cook with Cabela's app, while the integrated meat probes and digital temperature readouts provide accurate heat control. The 22-pound wood pellet hopper features a magnetic lid, pellet level viewing window, and a cleanout system for your convenience. Learn more by going online or visiting your local Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's.
If you know me, I'm generally the first person that goes to bed at every deer camp or adventure that we're on. I've always been an early to bed, early riser kind of guy. But there are certain things in the dark that will keep me awake and wanting to go do more of them, and that is hunting with your IR, hunting with thermals after dark. I mean, you can even get me to stay up till midnight doing some of those. And once again, if you know me, you know that is something that is not common. We normally think of hunting as a deal we do from 30 minutes before sunrise if we're a duck hunter or deer hunter. You know, when we get that first daybreak and start seeing until sunset. That's just kind of how the laws are written for about everything we hunt. But when the sun goes down and the pigs start moving, it opens up an entirely different opportunity for guys that want to do eradication, game management, and have a whole heck of a lot of fun. You know, when it comes to the thermal world and all the IR scopes and everything that's out there, I'm not a knowledgeable expert. I'm a guy that loves to go do it. But I've shot enough of them and I've been on enough hunts that the things that I've found to be challenging with a lot of the models is the setup process, going through the menus, understanding how to use it. It makes it a challenge. And the one thing about Trigicon, when they come out with a product, they've done a tremendous amount of testing, they stand behind it, their engineers, their staff, they work on it a lot. And when you look at how easy these menus are to use, it makes their newest models so fun to go play with. You know, the sighting in process, there's a lot of great videos on YouTube and on social media. You can find out a lot of great data in the instruction book, and that was one of the neatest things for us, was how easy it was to sight this in. When I go back to some of the other models I've used in the past, it felt bulky, it was hard to sight in, lack of confidence was there. This was a fairly quick, easy process for us. The first thing that jumps out to me was the ease of use. You know, when I've gone on thermal hunts in the past and you're trying in the dark to work all the knobs, adjust all the menus, get the brightness right, and you really struggle with that on a lot of them, and it makes it a little bit more work than I want to do sometimes out there to make sure I'm confidently taking a shot. With this new Trijicon model, everything's at your fingertips. It's very easy to adjust. It's very easy to dial in what you're doing. And to sight it in, that's even easier in my opinion in comparison to some of the other models. So you just feel more confident, so to speak, when you're out in the field. No question about it, you know, in the nighttime, everything's clumsier. You're trying to carry your gear, you're trying to, you know, not run into bushes that you can't barely see. I run into bushes when it's daylight. You can imagine how bad it is during the dark. And so when you're trying to get set up, you want something that's so easy, so simple, and quick to use. You turn it on, you let it go through its setup, you flip up the lens cover, and you immediately have a great sight picture. Now you can adjust your magnification. Different models are going to allow you to do different things. You can adjust how you want your targets to look. You can adjust your reticle. It just makes the experience more enjoyable while you're out in the field. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do in the dark that are fun, but without a doubt, this is going to rank right up there at the top of the list. When you can get on, I don't know, something about thermal hunting and getting out with something like this to where you can see things at night you don't normally see. Everything's different, the way you move, the way you handle things. And then all of a sudden you're kind of scanning across there. I've got the new Trijicon right here that allows you, it's so easy to set up, but what I'm able to do is, I mean, I'm looking at jackrabbits out there in their ears, and we're looking at quail running around. You're scanning across, there's a cow, and all of a sudden, oof. Check that out, there's a bunch of pigs running, they're coming in. These are mostly all small pigs, under probably 20, 25 pounds. But when you're watching them and you're kind of zoned in on trying to get one, it is, I mean, my heart pounds just as much doing this as if I'm shooting a giant whitetail. I want to hunt and I want to enjoy. I don't want to be trying to operate, you know, 9,000 different buttons out there. Mostly I'm focused on my magnification more often than not. You know, 1 to 8 is the model that I've got the choices on the right-hand side with just a very simple dial to adjust it. 2 to 4 really is, you know, where I'm probably shooting the most. It really gives you a crisp, clear picture in those situations. I mean, you can see the ears of a jackrabbit, you can see quail running around. It is just so clear and so awesome to look at that type of data when you're in the dark, when you're not supposed to be out there normally doing anything. And then when you see a pig, you know, whether he's laying down or he's out in the field rooting around eating, and you're kind of glassing, or even better yet, you're scanning a big field, and here comes a group of 10 or 20 of them running by and crossing into the area, you can definitively tell what your target is, what you're looking at, and what they're doing. It's different hunting at night. You know, there are guys that are absolute experts at it. There are guys that run nighttime hog hunting operations. There are guys that, you know, go predator hunting all night long. They understand all the nuances. For the majority of us, you know, we go a few times a year if we're lucky, and we understand that walking in the dark is difficult. We understand that, you know, clumsiness is gonna happen out there. Safety first, be real careful what you're doing. Always understand what's behind your backdrop. Really, I spend probably more time defining my target when I do this than anything. But the joy of when you see a target, you see them running, you see them out there feeding, and knowing that you're eradicating and getting rid of a pig, hey, it doesn't get much better.
Learn more about the new Trijicon IR Hunter thermal rifle scope along with the rest of their thermal lineup at trijicon.com. For the hunters who enjoy building their own feeders or who are in need of fixing a broken one, our friends from Boss Buck and American Hunter have come out with some DIY kits that are a great addition to your feeder.
We're going to talk about the 55-gallon barrel band system from Boss Buck. This is a great product for anybody that needs to replace the leg assemblies, or they're a do-it-yourself kind of a builder for their deer feeders and wild game feeders out there. This will fit both a 30 and a 55-gallon barrel system, and it's got a tension design so you don't have to drill in it, which is really important because when you drill into any type of a feeder and you start putting feed in there, you're going to have holes, you're going to have leakage that ends up causing mold or all kinds of issues with your feed. So when you've got any ability to just do a tension system like this, you're going to benefit from it. It also has leg plugs that will go over the top of where your legs actually go in, and those leg plugs also will keep water from building up inside the legs of the feeder. It's very easy to install. It's only going to take you minutes thanks to that tension design. You take it apart, you put them together, you screw everything really tight, and you're going to be ready to go whether you're building your own feeder or you're replacing the leg assembly from a broken feeder. We've got the American Hunter heavy duty digital spin feeder right here. This exact product is great for people that are looking to replace a burned out unit that they've got, or if they're building one from scratch. This is a heavy duty unit, both in its construction on the outside, but as well as the motor. It's got a high torque motor that's going to be able to throw the feed a long way. When it comes to the actual timer assembly right here, you've got a timer assembly that's going to give you the ability to set it to go off multiple times every day. You can choose the days that you're looking to have it go off, as well as the length of time. You can actually set this to go 1 to 30 seconds at a time. The no-blow cup on the top of this is a great feature on this American Hunter feeder, because what it does is it eliminates or lessens grain waste by when wind's gonna blow in or a bird gets up around the feeder. This cup will have a lot of the feed right here, and then when it goes off, it slings it. But when it's just sitting there, it's not just dribbling out on the side. So this no-blow cup is a great feature when it comes to this particular model right here. Overall, what you're looking at is an entirely metal construction. These arms, legs go up and down to be able to mount it to a variety of different barrels that you're going to be using it on. You've got a great latch on the bottom that's going to help keep it secure so that the raccoons and other animals are not going to be able to get in there as easy and do damage to your feeder wire. So regardless of the fact if you're looking to replace one, as I mentioned earlier, or you're building a kit from scratch, this American Hunter heavy duty digital spin feeder kit right here has got a lot of features that are definitely gonna perform for you out in the field. For those of you that are tired of dealing with varmints getting into your wild game feeders, here is a great accessory from Boss Buck. This varmint cage comes basically in a small box, takes you about 1 minute to build it with some clips on the side to be able to get it in this position, and it will fit your 30 to 55 gallon barrels basically, so that you can put it up over the top of it and securely mount it. And then when you need to get into it, you just pull these open and it'll basically open up so that you can get in there to adjust your timers at any situation that you're needing. Comes with all of your mounting kit accessories right here, to where you'll be able to drill it into the bottom of your barrel, to where you can get in and out to